Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. Longman Simplified English Series. Read by Siriya Boonlert. Chapter 14 The Storm. About midnight Joe awoke and called the boys. There was a relative stillness in the air that seemed to threaten something. The boys sought the very companionship of the fire, in spite of the dead heat of the breathless air. They sat still and expressed. Beyond the light of the fire, everything was swallowed up in the darkness, presenting a weak face of brightening dimly lit the tree for a moment and vanished. Another came, a written stronger. Then another, then a faint moan came, sighing through the branches, and the boys trembled, fancying that some spirit of the night had gone by. There was a pause. Now a terrible face turned night into day and showed spirit and distance every little grass brand that grew about their feet. It showed their white stagger fade too. A deep roar of thunder went crashing across the sky and lost itself in the distance. A cool breeze sprang up. It shocked all the leaves and scattered ashes about the fire. Another fire fast lit up the forest, and a crash followed that seemed to tear the tree tops right over the boys' heads. They held on to each other in terror in the thick gloom that followed. A few big raindrops fell upon the leaf. Quick, boys, go for that tent! Exclaimed Tom. They leapt away, stumbling over roots in the dark, each dashing in a different direction. A forest wind roared through the trees, making everything sing as it went. One raging fast after another came, and row upon row of deafening thunder, and now the rain poured down, and the reasons why drove it in sheets along the ground. The boys cried out to each other, but the howling wind and the roaring thunder drowned their voices entirely. However, one by one they staggered in at last and took shelter under the tent. Cold, frightened, and streaming with water, the old soul beat about so furiously that they could not talk, even if the about authority, even if the utter noise had allowed them. The storm rose higher and higher, and presently the soul to loose from its fattening and went flying away on the wind. The boy seized its hotter hands and flew with many streaming and bullets to the shelter of a great oak that stood upon the river bank. Now the battle was at its highest under the crescent face that framed in the sky everything below the burning trees. The river white with from the dim outlines of the cliff on the other side seen through the dressings clouds and the veil of rain stood out in clean cut and shadowless distinctness from time to time. Some get trees yelled in the fight and fell crashing to their younger growth. The thunder came now in ear-splitting, explosive burns, pitilessly neat and unspeakably awful. The storm ended with one gigantic force that seemed ready to tear the island to pieces, burn it up, down it to the tree top, blow it away, and deafen every creature in it, all at one and the same moment. It was a wild for homeless young hands to be out it, but at last the battle was over, and the force of nature retired with vigor and vigor trees and please return. The boys went back to camp a good deal away, and they found that he was still something to be thankful for, because the great tree which had been the shelter of their base was a renounced split by the lightning. Everything in the camp was wet through the camp fire as well. Here was a disaster, for they were wet to the skin and shivering. However, they discovered that the fire had eaten so far up the great log against which it had been built that a few inches had escaped. Rating their patently work at it with leaf and bark jutted from the underside of shelter logs until they persuaded it to burn again. Then they piled on great dead branches till they had a roaring blast. They dried their food and had a feast. After that they sat by the fire and glorified their midnight adventures until morning, for there was not a dry spot to sleep on anywhere around. As the sun grew stronger, the boys felt sleepy and they went out on the sandbar and lay down. They were soon burned out by the sun, and wearily began to prepare breakfast. After the meal they felt stiff, joyed, and returned home sick once more. Tom saw the signs and tried to cheer up the pirates as well as he could, but they cared nothing for marbles, or cycles, or swimming, or anything. He proposed that they should stop being pirates for a time and be raised Indians for a change. They were attracted by this idea. It was not long before they were stripped and stripped from head to heel with back moved, all of them shaved, of course, and then they went dashing through the woods to attack an English settlement. Afterwards, they separated into three rival tribes and sprang out upon its other from hiding place with dreadful war cries and kill and skin its other by thousands. It was a bad day and therefore was a satisfactory one. They assembled in camp towards suppertime, hungry and happy, but now difficulty caused Indian tribes at war with its author could not break together without first making peace, and this was simply an impossibility without smoking a pipe of peace. Two of the redskins almost wished that they had remained pirates. However, there was no other way, so with as much cheerfulness as they could pretend, they called for the pep and took their puff as it passed with proper ceremony. They were glad that they had become redskins, for they found that they could now smoke a little without having to go and hunt for a lost knife. They did not get sick enough to be seriously uncomfortable. They practiced cautionly after supper with far success, and so they spent a joyful evening.